Good morning, everybody. This is the Friday Fireside for Friday, May 15th. And I'm here with Scott Stansfield from Centriply. Scott, how are you doing?
Morning, Rick. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I am doing okay. We're at our little place in Maryland. Where are you now?
I'm in Manhattan. You know, Interesting place to be this time, but we're doing fine. The team is all healthy, and we're helping our clients, taking care of what they need done, and once in a while, enjoying a sunny day.
Well, there you go. There you go. All right, so let's dig in. A couple weeks ago, we had Rob Weisbord from Sinclair Broadcast Group here on the Friday Fireside, and he told us that his role now includes managing the news operations, certainly, but helping his broadcast salespeople become marketers for their customers, not just transactional ads folks. They are becoming business builders. Now, I know that Centriply can enhance that effort by helping to transform linear TV advertising time into advanced advertising solutions. So as we come out of the very, very serious slowdown of advertising buying now and into the third quarter that everybody is telling me, and I'm telling everybody who will listen, that we're going to see a lot of retailers and auto and travel even, and consumer packaged goods and politics coming back into the market. What can Centriply do to make all that work better?
Well, I want to just quickly touch on. You said we Centriply is able to transform linear TV into advanced advertising solutions. The way our platform works and our approach, it doesn't transform the linear TV. It uses the linear TV inventory exactly as it is today. We view it through a different lens. We select the inventory through a different lens, or it can be packaged up from a TV station group side differently to achieve different metrics and different goals. But there's very little need to change linear TV as it is today, because it's a tremendously powerful and I think a little bit maybe underutilized media channel. In terms of where the industry is today and where it's going, yeah, there's been a little bit of a setback, I understand, a bit of a lull. We haven't seen that. We just are closing out the best second quarter we've had in a decade.
Wow.
And we actually are having an upswing in new business clients and prospects kind of over the transom, just finding us. So that's been encouraging for us and for our team. In advanced advertising, it's looking for the audience, and we've been doing a lot of work with MVPD inventory and connected TV and the like. And as you know, of course, the linear TV, the spot linear TV audiences are really quite remarkable and hard to get to. It's that local inventory, and so we've rolled a bit of local television inventory into our solutions, but more would be better. It's a hard to get audience. It's that local trust, the local news, the local weather. That is powerful. It's that lean-back living room impression where it's, the audience is engaged and accepting of the message. And so putting more of that inventory into our solutions is all a positive. And for the TV groups, it's a separate revenue source. It's national budgets, not local budgets. It doesn't need to be full national scale of delivery because it's being rolled into a national campaign. So it's a separate revenue source. And I think coming as we've all seen, you asked about coming out of this with a big crush in demand coming. I think we can expect that some of the demand is going to be shifting more and more to the advanced advertising, as it has over the last 5 years. The other thing we've been seeing, and sadly, some of the agencies, the traditional agencies, have been required to reduce their staff. And so when we come back, there's going to be more work for fewer people, and automation feeds that, perfectly. In this lull period here, perhaps, is a good time for station groups to get their inventory properly curated for advanced advertising. It's a fairly easy step to get it into our platform. And our platform, it's not that we don't have to be the ones using the platform. A station group can use the platform. We don't want to control rates. We don't want to tell people what their inventory is worth. We don't necessarily need to be part of the transaction. They can take it straight to holding company, advanced advertising units directly. And it's a way of taking the inventory that they have and putting it in front of a different buying team and securing budgets.
So let's talk about a little bit of the process. You're telling me that you have the ability to take a buyer and to add to their national buy a lot of local inventory. And we know that the local, especially news now, you say it's a lean back. I think that today news is a little bit more of a lean forward. Tell me what's going on, what's happening in my state. Can we go out to the park, right? Are my kids safe? People are paying attention to that right now.
Right.
So if you have a national buyer who wants to add local, what exactly would a local broadcast station group do to become part of that process?
Right. So just to touch on lean back versus lean forward. When I say lean back, I mean the consumer is letting the program producer select the program. Yeah. Lean forward is kind of over your computer clicking on a video. So, but certainly engaged, very engaged, absolutely, especially
rapt
the local
attention now.
You care about what's safe in your town. I mean, it's interesting to know what's going on the coast, but in your town, what's going on today? That's what you want to know. So yes, very engaged audience. For a station group, it's most of them have been figuring out how to, across their many holding stations, organize their inventory. That organized inventory is a crucial step in advanced advertising. One takes an audience defined as a set of distinct households and applies that audience data to the inventory, the linear TV inventory. So it's a different lens. It's not making the inventory be different. It's viewing it differently. You need to view it differently. You need to apply the data to score it. And then you need to be able to select the inventory for a desired delivery of impressions. And that needs to be done in hours, not weeks.
Right.
So the work is building the connections between the inventory pool and the metadata that needs to be applied. But then, once that's done, it's a very scalable operation, because having done that, you can put an audience against that inventory and generate a dozen proposals for one brand, and then a different set of audience data against the exact same inventory pool to generate a dozen proposals for another brand. So once that initial work is done, proposals come out very efficiently, and they can be reworked. So if, and we all know this happens, an advertiser will change their objective partway through the planning process. To take a new input and reprocess and come up with a new proposal is hours, not days, not weeks.
Okay,
so the ability to respond. There's money out there that wants this inventory, and putting a package in front of that agency is the way to get that money.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that process. Last week we had Evan Tracy, who's one of the primary buyers of advertising for the GOP, and they're going to get a little busy come Labor Day or thereabouts. And we mentioned that for political advertising, when they need an ad tonight, they need an ad tonight. There's no waiting around for that. Retail might be able to say, okay, I can't get exactly what I want. I can push it back to next week. Political, they need it now. They need it now. So it would seem that the ability to respond quickly is critical for that specific segment. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question. But I would say that other advertisers, other brands are kind of in the same position. It's we generally have 48 hours to respond to most RFPs. Some of the larger plans go on, but if you can't respond quickly in the advanced advertising space, then you're simply left off the planning consideration.
All right, so now let's talk a little bit about kind of right now versus, I'm pointing, there's my finger, I'm pointing. My wife tells me I shouldn't point when I talk. I point when I talk. Talk about right now versus what's going to be coming at us in the third quarter. Does it make sense now for the media owners, the sellers of the inventory, to start working with Centriply now to kind of get used to you guys, used to the process, used to the system, and geared up for what is going to be, by everybody's estimation, an exceedingly busy late third quarter? Should they be starting to work with you now?
I think there's no reason not to get started immediately. There's very limited investment. It's largely just repositioning work that they've already done, that's already in place. We have a crack team that provides professional services to organize or connect the inventory in a fashion that makes it amenable to advanced advertising. And yes, there's, it's, as I said before, we don't want to control anybody's inventory or their prices. So once they can see what a proposal looks like and see what inventory they're using, they want to have a little bit of a learning curve. The learning curve is quite steep. It's not a matter of building a process. We have been using this platform and winning budgets and putting money into the linear TV marketplace for over a decade. The platform, of course, evolves. It's more advanced now than it was 10 years ago. But there is money out there that wants to get into targeted linear inventory.
Well, now let's talk specifically about money out there. You said you've had a great second quarter coming into the second quarter. You've got media campaigns right now that are looking for inventory, right?
That's right.
So any local inventory owner could work with you right now and start booking advertising right now. That's
right. I mean, we are able to fulfill the RFPs with proposals, but if we are an intermediary here, if we're looking at more inventory, a larger inventory pool, it can only make our proposals better. But we don't. Our approach is to look at all inventory every time. It's the beauty of using, servers and, technology. We don't need to have the human eye go through and pre-select certain inventory. We'll look at 1 million lines of inventory for even a small campaign. We look at all inventory every time. And if it helps further our advertising clients' communication goals, we're going to lock it up and use it.
All right, so let me put that into a non-advertising perspective a little bit. You are looking for inventory owners, local broadcasters and others, to work with them now. You'd like them to get to know how you work in preparation for the crush that's going to come in the third quarter. And in point of fact, you have available campaigns. You essentially would be paying them right now for their inventory to learn how to work with you. Is that correct?
Right. I mean, we, as a buyer of inventory, we would be and are happy to put dollars against, it's a secure linear TV inventory. But also it's important to understand, we offer the technology. So we do not need to be the buyer. The station group could use the same technology with us not as an active player and go put together proposals directly to brands that they have relationships with.
You mean a large station group, a Nexstar, a Fox, a Sinclair, could actually use your technology, manage the process themselves, and they could get started on that now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think the benefit there is they have relationships.
Yeah, they do.
They've got strong relationships. They can serve those valued clients, the clients that value them and that they value, they can serve them directly. I think it would be unhelpful for a Centriply to be inserted as an intermediary in such a relationship. And we're happy to be, where we have our relationships, we're happy to, be the purchaser. But for some of the station groups that have those big value relationships, if their clients are looking for a new way to reach audiences, it's not necessary to go to new media channels. The existing media channel, Spot TV, is a tremendous inventory. It's got great audiences. It's got great programming. Very powerful. It's just looking at it through a different lens and being able to act on it in a very automated fashion.
Well, that's terrific. And guess what? We have actually used up our time. So let me just finish by thanking Scott Stansfield from Centriply. And I believe they reach you at centriply.com, right?
That's right.
That's
Scott
the easiest way to get there. And
Centriply.com.
Fabulous. Scott, thank you. This will air on Friday, May 15th. And I think we are out of here. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Rick. It's always a pleasure to see the TV doctor. Be well.
Bye-bye.